Hello and good evening. I'm Amanda Alfonso. You're watching Goa 365. Our headlines for the day. Bombay-based chartered accountant dissects union budget, says financially unsound. One of the 4 pillars at Santa Cruz damaged by a speeding car. We also have an overview of Alexei's Eos Amigos. Now the news in detail. The service class people's understanding of the union budget is basically how much the finance minister is taxing them or reducing taxes. Hence, we tend to base our judgments on this single aspect. At the same time, we tend to take the word of the members of GCCI and others in the know-how as the truth. Even Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industries had hailed the budget 2008. However, at a talk organized by GCCI in association with Goa branch of WIRC of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, the speaker had a completely different story to tell. Kishore Karya, practicing chartered accountant from Bombay, dissected the budget while speaking on direct taxes. Only at the onset, he complimented the Union Finance Minister P. Chidambaram for hiking the tax slab for working class, as it would give the middle class to save some money.
The reason that, as is rightly pointed out, everybody having income up to 5 lakhs rupees is likely to save 44,000. According to the paper's calculation, it comes to 45,320. I have some reservation on that, so I am not using that figure. And perhaps if time permits, I'll get into that at that stage. So far as non-corporate people are concerned, other than individuals and the corporate people, they are happy because they have not been harassed. Because he has not made any material change in the taxation of those entities. And I think we all have a right to be happy once in 5 years.
However, he said that the finance minister did not have a reason to further increase the income taxes.
For the first time in the history of India, the collection of direct tax is more than 50% of the tax revenue. So this has never happened in the past. It has never exceeded indirect tax. For the first time, it has exceeded indirect tax. So in that sense, there is enough amount of direct tax money he has collected, more than which you could have thought of, and therefore there was no reason for him to levy any additional tax this year.
According to Kishore Karya, that was the only saving grace in the budget, as he criticized Chidambaram waiving agricultural loans to farmers to the tune of rupees 60,000 crores, saying that though it is not government money, the national exchequer will ultimately be made to pay for it. He termed the entire provision as not a sound or sustainable decision, but a political one.
The major reason is the exemption of agricultural income. A large part of the citizens of the country are carrying on agricultural activity, including those who are not agriculturists. Whether the banks bear, which is in fact not government's money, and if the government, I am presuming, is going to compensate, by any chance it compensates, then whose money it is again going to come from? It is again from these 40 million people. You and me will have to pay. So whether the bank pays or government pays, ultimately the money which has gone in the coffers of somebody will have to be paid by people to whom it has not come. Because the reason which he gives for write-off is that in any case they are NPAs, means their bank is not likely to recover. Now look at the theory. First, banks are forced to give them loan in direct or indirect manner. And then say, since you are not likely to recover, please write off. Now that is the way I think the economy has to run. I think one will have to reconsider the meaning of economy in the country like India. So according to me, it is neither an economically sound decision nor morally sustainable decision, but it's a politically very attractive and useful decision which the government has taken.
The chartered accountant Karya, while comparing the finance minister's 2 budgets, said this time he has made improvisations in this year's budget in the health sector.
The healthcare hospital. The same finance minister, when he came in 2004, he introduced one provision that any hospital, profit derived from the business of hospital, so he recognizes that hospital is a business. Any profit derived from business business of a hospital for a period of 5 years will be exempt, subject to the condition that the hospital should be of at least 100 bed for the patient and set up in a rural area. And the rural area at that time was, an hospital was required to be set up between 1/10/2004 and 31st March 2008, last month this is. But the rural area was defined in a peculiar manner which nobody realized. If technically one tries to define that, look at the rural area, so that rural area was coming to an area having less than 10,000 population. Now which medical man will be full to set up 100-bed hospital in a village where population is less than 10,000. And by any chance he is mad enough to do it, which patient will go there? And will he make a profit to claim the deduction? So it was not workable, it never worked. So now they have provided 5-year tax holiday of 100% profit of a hospital set up anywhere in India except few metros and few districts of, I think, near Delhi, Haryana, etc. and the district of Gandhinagar in Gujarat. I don't know why it is specifically picked up. But the Goa is not picked up, fortunately. So if somebody sets up a hospital in Goa and makes a profit, making profit by hospital means we will be all suffer, you know. So I am not wishing that he makes a profit. But if he makes a profit, then in that event there is going to be a 5-year tax holiday. But I think one has not realized still. It's so unthoughtful. I am told by medical people that any hospital of 100 bed if you set up today, at least turnaround period is 5 years. So if for 5 years if I am not going to make profit, where is the question of tax concession? So what they should have provided, well, like earlier we had, that in a period of 10 years, at the option of the SSC for a period of 5 years, exemption should be given. Then it would have been worth. Otherwise, I don't see it would be that much worth.
The shrewd chartered accountant also saw through the designs of the finance minister on not levying taxes on guest houses.
Guest house expense will not attract FPT. I was wondering why guest house excluded. With all this history in the income tax acts, guest house always was under the eyes of income tax department. They were always trying to tax more. Why exemption to a guest house, I was just thinking when it came. Then I realized, yes, this is the last year. Because now, in the next 12 months, all the political parties would require to use the guest house of different corporate So at least to get that accommodation, some benefit has to be given. I don't see any reason whatsoever otherwise of exclusion of a guest house when you are not excluding sales promotion expenses, which are the genuine business expenses.
Kishore Karya was also surprised with the provision made by P. Chidambaram to omit banking cash transaction tax, which will come into effect in April 2009.
The omission of banking cash transaction tax. But when I read and when he said also, I realized he said with effect from 1/4/2009. So I thought there is a slip in his speaking. But he doesn't sleep really. So when I read the text, it says that yes, it is in respect of taxable transactions entered into on or after 1/4/2009. So I was wondering what was need for him to say it today. If in respect of the withdrawals to be made on or after 1/4/2009, why do I say today? He could have said later. But then I realized that next year's budget is going to be a vote on accounts. So he can make an amendment at that stage. And in the month of April and May, political parties are likely to withdraw large amount of cash from bank. So before that complaint comes at that time, I think the provision is made today. Otherwise, I don't see any reason why this provision is made.
We're heading for a short break. Stay with us.